Let me turn off what I was listening to as I was getting ready for this. Ah, Richella's evidently here right in time. Hello, Richella. The very pregnant Richella. Yes, you've not seen this Richella. This Richella has a big giant belly. In fact, I can't stretch her out now because it's uncomfortable on her big giant belly because she is full of all sorts of kittens. And she is grumpy. Yes, she's been very grumpy. Now, she's hardly slept with me because she's very grumpy and she can't find happy positions. Can you, Richella? And says, I'm very pregnant. And says, I had a kitty cat come here today that was cuter than me. Now, for everyone to let you know, I'm putting most of the private stuff about me and my life on a vlog channel now. And I've been linking that on my community tab. You okay, honey? Now, she doesn't like to be, because me just holding her, she's at the point now where it's uncomfortable on her belly to stretch. So there will be no long kitty this live. Will there, honey? Matter of fact, this is kind of odd because she has not been getting in my lap. As I said, she's big, wide, and uncomfortable. Now, when she has the kittens, I'll show you the nest I made for it. Now, the chair that you are sitting on, I have blankets completely draped over it. And on the other side of this, there is a hole this big in the blankets. Excuse me. And that's where she gets in and out. And that's where she sleeps most of the time now. Now, I have a part of a old sleeping bag slid under it, so it has a bottom. So it has a nice, comfortable bottom too. So I've created a kitty tent. I've created a kitty home right here under where you're at, so she can have her babies, and she likes it. And as I said, that's where she's mostly been sleeping. Now, I've not been alive in a while, so I think that she came for the live. Because as I said, she's not been getting in my lap. She's been wanting to get into places she can stretch out, but not too stretch out. You know, not get long layout. But yes, and she's very pregnant. Now, I don't know when she's going to have them because I'm not sure when this knock-up happened. Yes, it happened earlier than I expected. Now, the only boy she will let get near her is Magnus. So, I fortunately, that tells me who the daddy is. And on my deck today was Lorgar. He's a wild kitty I saved in Winter, Summer's daughter. Now, looking at those two on the deck, they're in love. Now and then you will find that cats will fall in love with each other and pair off. Now, my old cats that I had ages ago, before everything went bad, Tiger and Laylee, my original Tiger, and a kitty I had named Laylee. And Laylee, everyone loved Laylee. And Laylee was the old kitty when my old kitties were kittens. But they had a kitty relationship, and go ahead, well, hold on, Honey Claw, and let me get Chad up. And say hello to everyone. This phone you got to go a little slower with. Hello, Bud. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Christina. Hello, Janaka. Hello, Copy That. Hello, Nicolina. Hello, Stitches. Hello, Pathfind. Hello, Holly. Hello, Tressa. Hello, Gingy. Hello, Truth Be Told. So I hope everyone's well tonight. And as I said, my kitty is very pregnant. Now, on my vlog channel, you saw another kitty today that looked a lot like Richella. And it's a girl. And where I thought it was from the neighbor's colony, which it probably is, it's living in the blue trailer. Yes, after I made that vlog, I've worked all day. I got up at dawn and I worked till, well, I guess about 5 o'clock out here on the farm doing stuff. And then I took a nap until now. But on one of my last trips to the barn, there she was again, and she was running in and out of the blue trailer. And this is where I think it's kind of weird. I mean, she acts more domesticated than any of my other cats. Now, if it is the neighbor's kitty, that little girl will send the neighbors over here to look for the kitty, because she's done that before with other kitties, but I have never seen this one before. And it's beautiful. It's a lot more pretty than Richella. I'm glad Richella don't understand English, because it is. It's much more gorgeous than Richella. I mean, you really haven't got an idea of its colorings, but it's kind of like Richella and not at the same time, but much more prettier. Much more pretty in the face, because Richella kind of got a little bit of her grandfather's face. Now, her grandfather is a wild feral that travels the land, and I think he died. I've not seen him show back up here in several months. And I've started to see new faces. There was a yellow cat, and I'm like, Lorgar, what's wrong? And then I look over, and Lorgar's sitting on the deck with me. And I went, well, Lorgar, you're just absolutely fine, aren't you? And who the hell are you? Because typically there'll be one big male that will keep other cats run off, which is why I generally can tell who the fathers are, usually. Hello, Frankie. Now, on my vlog channel, I showed my willow fell. And it was propped up on the trailer. Well, it fell all the way. And it's completely blocked the path to my house. So another thing I did today was take clippers and I cut a new path to my house. I also got cut. Now, the blue trailer I mentioned is a security system. I had let thorns grow over the entire entrance, because Kentucky thieves are pussies. So today I clipped out the entire entrance so I can get in there again, because in the spring, I like to use the bedroom in the blue trailer. Now, to be honest, in that old 1974 trailer is my favorite bedroom ever. And sometimes I like to sleep in it. Hello, Libby. Hello, Amber. So I hope everyone has been well. Oh, hold on just for a minute. Now, I'm going to have commentary on a few things, and we may get to some audio, but I'm going to real quick see if the audio is still up. Because you know how our YouTube friends like to hide their lives and stuff? Shit. Don't you hate it when they hide channels on you? Now, that's this kitty. This is from my vlog channel. Like you see, you look down, because I see this little kitty running next to me that looks like Richella. And I said, Richella, are you going out to the barn with me? Like I said, looks a lot like the Richella, doesn't she? I hate this phone. Because I'm trying to hit on a certain spot. Like I said, it looks almost a dead ringer to Richella, doesn't it? Her markings are a bit different, and they're prettier. And she has a more tapered face than Richella. But I look down and I'm like, you're not pregnant. And then I'm like, this isn't right. And then I did a double take at the kitty walking next to me and realized that's not my cat. Hello, Kintsugi. Well, I got to let me adjust this then, because it's probably this. Because I normally have this a little bit different. It's just, it wanted to fall over. Hold on, everyone. Richella, first you have to get the claw out of me, damn it. I'm trying to do this with both hands, and she's literally putting her claw in, pushing as hard as she can at the same time, making things suck, to be honest. But yeah, I did have this set a little different, because this is how I normally have it set up. It's just the way it's set up here right now, it can be prone to fall off. So thank you for telling me about the bottom. I have no idea. Now, usually they're first, they don't have many. But she looks loaded. Now, many times the first litter has complications. And many times the first litter, because of their lack of mothering skills, all of them don't live. Now, I do have kitty milk here. But, sometimes it comes down to if they're a good mother or not. Summer is a good mother. Satin is a horrible mother. And that's why you never hear me talking about children of Satin. Now, the children she did have, I managed to give them all away. And they were some of the most cute animals you have ever seen in your life. Her kittens were. But she only has gray and silver kittens. No other color. I don't know why, but she'll have silver. She's had some amazing little silver ones. And those went quickly. But this was, 2017. Because I was just thinking, I hadn't even had seizures a year then. When she had her first litter, I probably had seizures for about 7 months at that time. Hello, oppositional. Hello, high school bully. Now, you coming in, it's going to be, first we'll start with my first subject. And it's going to be general awareness. Now, general awareness isn't gone. He's still sitting on his sock account seething because he don't have anything to do other than touch himself in the bathroom smoking mama won't put out for him, play video games, or stalk people on YouTube. Those are the only three things that he did. And those are the only three things he does. He does what his mistress tells him to. I mean, he changed his lifestyle. He was now. This is what I believe. Now, if he says he was a vegan and now he's not, and he smokes now and once he didn't, I think he always did. So one of two things: I'm either wrong and he didn't smoke and he was a vegan and he changed for her, or he was lying all along. Excuse me. And that's what I do believe. That he was lying all along. That hello not so dumb blonde. But yes, that is my belief. That he was smoking. Well, the thing is when he couldn't afford cigarettes, he probably wasn't smoking. It's like, I had a friend that said, I stopped smoking pot. And everyone looked at him funny. And someone asked him why. And he said, I smoked it all. Meaning he's not smoking at this moment because he smoked it all. It didn't mean he stopped smoking completely. He just stopped smoking because he ran out. Hello, traders. But yes, this is what I'm thinking. Well, he only does gummies with her. I mean, now personally, I'm against edibles because you cannot physically feel what you are putting in your body. So this is the reason why, and the thing is you and I might have the intelligence of understanding the difference, but at the point the youngest kid only remembers edibles, then all of a sudden there's no wise voice in the background. So in reality, I don't think edibles should be legal. I don't think we should be putting drugs in food stuff. Now, they're nice, they're entertaining. But, in Roger's personal philosophy, I don't think it's something that we should do as a society. Now, that's Roger's opinion, and that's all it's worth, because I don't get a vote in these things. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's disturbed me all day before we get back to rap. Hello, during my time. And because this has disturbed me today. And this is not related to YouTube drama. But it's something that's happened in the world, and it utterly fucking upsets me. I am not going to play the video. Because if I do, I will derail my own life. And the fact of the matter is, the video is so incontrovertible and horrible, I feel it would be abusive to show the video unless I had this live framed beforehand. Now, there was a case of a cop that put a woman in the back of his cruiser on a train track. And you can hear that woman screaming as the train hits that cruiser, killing her. That was slam dunk negligent homicide. The prosecutor today dropped all charges against that cop. He's free to go and free to be a cop. He committed the worst. Now, see, they traded me for security and to carry a gun. And I was clear that when I detain someone, they are in my custody. I am responsible in every way for their safety. Until the moment that I get a cop there, I am their God. I must provide for them, or I am negligent. If I put them in harm's way, I could go to jail forever. Rightfully. If I, as a security guy, put someone in the back of a car on a train track, and there's a video of them screaming, help me, help me, help me, help me, and you just watch them be fucking murdered, I would go to jail forever. I would go to jail forever. They would not let me out. But just because it's a cop, they just let that motherfucker off. Yes, Kensugi. So this is why I'm triggered today. And this is why I'm mentioning this. Because these YouTube morons just think they bother me. No, other things outside of YouTube bothers me. And this bothers me. Because how can I ever let myself be arrested again? See, this is what these morons do not think about. This is stupid pig moment. This is stupid pig moment on the cop, and this is stupid pig moment on the prosecutor. Because this shows me, if a cop seems agitated or off to me, I can't let him arrest me. Nope. See, this is what that did. Is, with my PTSD, I'm not going to allow myself to have any chance of being put in that kind of position. So if a cop ever is acting off to me onto arrest, I'm going to have to whip them. I'm going to have to whip them with an inch of their life. We will have to have a rousing game of get the gun. Because if a cop is not acting now in a calm, rational manner during an arrest, or if he seems agitated anyway, I'm going to bust his head in just like he was a thug with a gun. Because at this point, they basically are. You know, that's what that prosecutor did. He made the law a thug. An unaccountable thug is exactly what that prosecutor and that cop did. And now that cop can pull more people over. And he's a murderer. He killed that woman. So yeah, that's the thing that has been eating me up all day. Hello, Grubby. But like I said, that's outside of YouTube. And I sat there and I had a philosophical debate with myself. Because typically, you know, the game's played if you just do what they say, you just roll your eyes and go with it. That's always been the game up to this point. Now, that was a game changer. Now, see, this is where your prosecutors are important. Because with this being set into law, that, you can just take the most negligent homicide in the universe. It's okay. Now you can go back and being a cop. I mean, when it happened, there was never, I have ever seen a more slam dunk case of negligent homicide than that. And they just let it off because he has a badge. Now, I decided I will give myself a badge. And that will give me just as much right as they do. Because, just to let you know, we're operating under Darwin's rules here now in society. They don't want you to know that. But it's survival of the fittest. Whatever they can do to you at this point, they will. That's the legacy of COVID. They will. Just like all the people on the internet will try to do whatever they can. Now, I'm more than happy to fuck someone up at this point. Just saying. And in about 10 or 12 years, I'm going to jump a few people. There you go. Put that down, Bob. In 10 or 12 years, I, Roger Brown, am going to jump a few people. Write that one in stone, Bob. Because yes, I'm not telling you who they are, but yes, in about 12 years, I'm going to jump a few people. And they'll have to prove it was me. Hello, coffee artists. Now, I'm really good at this jumping people thing. I mean, half a lifetime ago, I used to do it all the time. I mean, one of my buddies would have an issue and they'd say, you want to go jumping? I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, like you would say, let's go get pizza. You know, my old buddies would say, can you go with me and jump somebody? Well, we didn't put it like that. They'd say, can you watch my back? Sure. And after you jump them, you always take their wallet and you throw it in the dumpster. Now, see, this is a fun thing. Now, why do you all, when you jump someone, do you always take their wallet and throw it in a dumpster? Because then the police say it was just a robbery. And you just throw it in the dumpster and don't open it. See, this is where when Rich Life of Road Trips used to be, I find money in a dumpster all the time. I'm like, Rich, do you know dumpster money can get you killed? Just saying. Or it can tie you possibly to a horrible crime. Like me jumping someone and making it look like a mugging. Now, when you jump someone, always remember, make it look like a mugging. That is Criminal Trip 101. Now, Rap is a different kind of criminal. He's one of the criminals that slaps around women like this, like they're cartoon characters. And he also lives off of them. And he also gets anchor babies. And when the anchor baby don't work, that's when he breaks out the pimp hand. Hello, artillery. So yes, Smoky Mountain Mama is busy taking care of her Tylenol suicide attemptee. Now, a lot of you didn't follow Leticia. Rap did. Rap watched. And we had a fake suicide attempt with Leticia taking Tylenol. And everyone said, then it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. And this is why Rap knew to do that. No one else picked up on that. But yes, that's where he got the idea to OD on Tylenol from, because that was one of Leticia's ploys when she was in the hotel room. Well, yes, copy artist. But he was there and got drugs to counteract that. And he knew that ahead of time. And he knew he was going there. This was all because he had a fight with his girlfriend. Never once did I ever think of killing myself over a girl. Never once did I threaten harm to myself over a girl. In fact, one of the things that I did was act absolutely positively indifferent. And this made them much more mad than if I had done anything. Acting completely indifferent during a fight. In fact, I believe this is why Crystal went off with another guy. I really do. Because I don't fight. I might debate a point. I might make a snarky line in a relationship. But that's about as far as it goes. I don't red-face scream. I don't have big fights. And in my relationship before I moved down here, I really think that's what she wanted. That's what she expected. And I don't think she was happy in the relationship not getting that drama. I do. Now, I didn't think that until my last relationship. Looking over that, because that's all Karen, I think, wanted to do was have drama. Because that's what she did with her entire family. Well, no, he didn't. Well, no, he had to see, because the YouTube was his pity lever. Look at all these people with me in the hospital. Now, after I told Karen, well, no, this was right before. Right before I told her I'd never want to talk to you again, she tried the hospital ploy. Yeah, she tried the hospital ploy on me. And what I told her is, I have to, now see, that laugh is me laughing at me. What I told her there is being broke up means I'm not there for you anymore. That is the definition of broke up. I am not there for you anymore. After she pulled the fake hospital bullshit, we're already supposedly broke. And that's when I realized we're broke up, but we're not really broke up. See, this is occasionally where we men don't always understand the situation. The words have been spoken that we are broke up. But she was acting like we were not broke up. And that's when, eventually it evolved into, I never want to speak to you again. And that's when she went super loony and started accusing me of everything she could possibly make up. But this was her love language. Excuse me. But this is what Rap's love language is. He ingratiates themselves to them. He threatens himself. He makes an anchor baby. And when that doesn't work out, he pulls the man card. So yeah, that's a typical thing that he's been doing. And that's what he will do. We have Grubby. Actually, neither woman was an addict. Now, Karen was horribly bipolar. And I think she might have had some explosive personality disorders on top of it. But she would not admit her full diagnosis. Now, the fact that when we're together, she had a pharmacy she had to take. And I do believe that some of those may have been an antipsychotic drug. That's a theory. But I know one of them was definitely for bipolar. Now, I wish her daughter would have had an honest talk to me, but then her daughter was not any better of a human being. Well, I don't see Larry in here. Oh, hi, Larry. There you are. Well, what's he doing now? I mean, hold on. Ow. Well, Rachella's brother hopped up here. And Rachella just attacked him and put all four claws in me while doing it. So she swiped at her brother, and I'm the only one that just got wounded out of that. Just admit it, everyone. That hurt. That hurt, by the way. I'm making a good face of it, but I just got the shit clawed out of me. Okay, I've completely lost my train of thought. But you see, this is all Rap's going to do. He's like a teenage boy, and that's all he's ever going to be. Now, he goes around mommy figures, and he will always do that. Now, what he... now... Now, girls, I can't answer this question. You have to. I mean, the guy just tries to fake a suicide attempt with Tylenol. Do you let him back in your house? Hello, Monica. Hello, truth be told. I mean, would you? I mean, I certainly wouldn't. I mean, if I had a girl and she moved in with me and I had 2 kids and she pulled the suicide attempt on me with Tylenol, she would not be getting back in the door. Nope. You're going to have to find your own place, ma'am. Sorry. But when you get out of the hospital, no offense, but we're going to have to reevaluate our relationship. And you're going to have to live in your place, and I'm going to have to live in mine. because you're not going to be under the roof with my children. Now, I have never raised children, but I'm smart enough to know that. This is one thing that amazes me many times is I know what to do if you were raising children, and the people raising children don't really seem to know what to do. Hello, Gray Gray. That's what I mean. I mean, now, once again, truth be told, hit the bullseye. Now, that would just be me without the extenuating circumstance. But this child's father already had killed himself. And now the boyfriend wants to play that same guilt game. I mean, wow. What a pile of human garbage. And that's what he's trying to guilt her into. Now, guilting into relationships never work. Nope. Now, the funny thing is, I've seen this guilting people into relationship many times. But it was always the girl. I mean, it was always the girl that relate the guy into the relationship. Not the other way around. Now, this tells me that rap has the manliness of a woman. Nothing against your gender. Well, yes, truth be told. I mean, I don't manipulate. Just a moment. From where I've been working all day, I've been out in naturing. But what is rap do? Because that's what I was thinking today. I mean, today I cleaned up limbs. I had a fire. I burned garbage. I clipped hedges for hours today. I got the blue trailer to where I could sleep in it if I want to. Now, tomorrow, I'll run over some electric cords to it so the bedroom in the blue trailer can have electricity again. And that's something I'll do tomorrow, is I'll set it up to where at least in the bedroom in that other trailer, there'll be at least 2 electric panels to where, I can run lights or music or have a good time over there. Because, like I said, that has my favorite bedroom. But what does he do? He sits there and plays a video game. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing video games in moderation when you're an adult. In moderation. As an example, when I used to have my highway job, when I would get done in the evening, rather than watch a movie or TV, I might play a couple hours of a video game, and then I'd go to bed, and then get up, and then do the work grind again. And video game was just my TV replacement. Now, in Roger's life, I have recently bought a PlayStation 1. And I've been playing a few old games here now and then. Now, that does not dominate my life. I mean, once again, I'm trying to think, maybe 2 hours. Thinking about it, I really don't think I go over 2 hours playing a game. Well, no, Pindar. You're playing an MMO, which is a massive multiplayer online. And that is what I used to do while I was a caregiver. Now, that is interesting in a way because you have a team of people, everyone has their jobs, and you have to, strangers, and you have to work together in coordination with a plan. Now, this is where I have to kind of laugh because where Pindar says she's playing a video game, well, yes and no. Pindar is also with a team of individuals that each has a specific job. Now, I played the more popular competitor to what she's playing. She's playing EverQuest, and I used to play World of Warcraft. And you typically had a tank job, a healer job, or a damage per second job. And during those, you each had different things that you might have to do depending on what a boss did. So you had to learn how to play the ballet dance or you were all going to die. So that's why I want to qualify for a second the video game that Pindar says she's playing versus the Call of Duty or whatever it is that Matthew Dillon Bays is playing. Now, why I mentioned when I used to play video games in work, because I was that age, at the same age little Maddie was. That's when I was working with the highway department. And as I said, I would get up before dawn. I would be there before 7 o'clock with fucking bells on to do my job. And then I'd get off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd be home by about 4:30, eating dinner about 5:30. About 6 o'clock, I'd flip on the video game unit for a couple hours. About 8 o'clock, I'd turn it off, do my chores, and go to bed. And then get up and go to work again the next day. Now, when I worked on the highway department, I was on call 24/7, 365. And being the low guy on the totem pole, that meant when something happened on Thanksgiving or Christmas, your ass was taking care of it. Now, I think I did Thanksgiving once, and I did do right around Christmas, but I didn't do Christmas itself. Well, good night, artillery. Well, I'm going to be adding some things that's needed to my wish list because I'm going to be doing work around here. So I'll be adding some of the things like spackle. Now, my old kitties had damaged the walls in a few places. And this year, I'm getting ready to paint. So the first thing I got to do is spackle some of the places the kitty damaged, fix the walls, sand them down, and get them ready for being painted. So I will be adding a lot of stuff to my wish list because I went over my spring needs. Because I'm kind of doing this quarterly. I'm kind of figuring out what my needs is for a season. And then that's what I'm putting on the wish list. Just a moment. Get down. Excuse me. Taylor Autumn. Down. Down. She's looking at me like, whatever. Taylor, honey, you're going to make me get up, aren't you? Summer, it's okay. Down. Okay. She says, unless I'm moving, it doesn't count. She hears a mouse or something. But, general awareness. Where is he? Where's this YouTuber? Now, he's obviously an unemployed YouTuber. Now, I just thought of another thing. Doesn't he have channel memberships? What's his channel members getting? You just get to fund some young punk sitting on his ass? I do things. One of the reasons why my therapist wanted me to do YouTube was to give me more things to do. What is it, Chella? You was in here pretty quick. But that's one thing my therapist realized, that I'm better occupied. So, once again, I do have chores to do around here, but it's not an all the time thing. But I do work. But what does Rap do? Plays video games and sticks his nose in her ass. Hello, DC. And I'm really trying to think of anything else that we've seen him do. But I have seen him on sock accounts. And that's what he's doing. He's stalking the fucking internet and playing video games. I'm sure when his little hands get tired. Now, the reason I'm sure of this, as soon as he got the video game unit, he started streaming Bullhorn Betty and the rest of them, and he was sitting there playing the video game, and he wasn't paying no attention to any of us. Rap is only interested in money from women off of YouTube. Now, the reason I say this now is because you don't see him out there making content. You know, I've been taking care of some things around here. We had a few big windstorms and all, and I'm still cleaning up damage. Now, as of today, other than a few random limbs, the damage is now officially cleaned up. Now, I'm going to have a fire or two. Now, you guys are going to get a fire stream coming up pretty soon, because today I built the fire. I just got to set it alight and go out there with the camera at night sometime, but it's a little bit cold tonight. Now, tomorrow it's going to get up to 64. Not sure how fast, Ronnie. Well, Christine, I don't know if he even knows how to change a light bulb. Now, the winds damaged my barn a lot. I had to deconstruct my gaming table, move it, and reconstruct the whole thing. That took 2.5 days. And it sucked too. But it's in a better, more fair configuration than it was before. So that kept me off YouTube for a few days. And in reality, most of the time I've been off of YouTube, it's been dealing with the disaster of the windstorm. But see, that's what men do. When there's a disaster, they drop everything and they deal with it. They don't complain. They don't whine. You know, on my vlog channel, I showed the willow got knocked over. And it was an impressive visual. And I showed the downed tree. Other than that, I didn't bring any of it to YouTube. I was the adult and I dealt with the situation. I didn't get on here asking for donations. And damn it, that tree damaged the fuck out of my favorite bedroom too. Because the limbs on it broke, and today the tree went completely down. And now I've got a tree down that I don't have a chainsaw currently. And now my favorite bedroom is going to leak. So I am going to have to find a way to fix the roof on the old trailer. But you know, once again, that's my problem and not yours. You know what I'm going to do about it? On my wish list, I'm going to ask for some nails. Yep. You know, where Rap would say, I need $8 million to put people on an island. You know, the only thing I'm going to ask for from YouTube out of this disaster is I'm going to put some nails on my wish list so I can start nailing shit back together myself. Well, Tracy, the mini horses are my neighbors. My neighboring farm on the other side. There's nothing there but mini horses, goats, and some cows now. On the farm next to me over here, there are 2 horses. And those are my neighboring farms. And I run across each of them as I please. And when the coyotes come, I protect those little horses. Now, everyone here might not know it, but they sure did on my other channel, because I did have some late night streams where you could just hear, well, you would hear the coyotes in the dark, and I would be sitting out there waiting on them. So that is another one of my chores here in life. It's like last night was the full moon. Usually around the full moon, I stay up late in case there's coyotes. Because if there are, I have to go run them off. Because there's about 25 of those little mini horses over there that would be nothing more than a snack. And there's no human being over there to protect them. So I have to do that. This is one of my responsibilities in life. No one asked me to do this. But I protect those 2 horses over here, and I protect that whole flock of mini horses over there. Because it's the right thing to do. And over the years, I've trying to think. Dozens of nights of sleep. Yep. Because I was trying to think. I was like, I don't want to tell you wrong, and I don't want to exaggerate. But it's definitely been over 30 nights and probably 45. Over the years of sleepless nights. Because when the coyotes are too close, I'm up to keep them away. Hello, Night Owl. But see, this is where, what responsibility, because this is, when I've been working now and then, when my mind goes to YouTube, it's like, what does he do? I mean, I couldn't imagine at 30 sitting around playing video games like I'm 12 or 13 years old. And at least a 12 or a 13-year-old goes to school. Wow, I mean, I couldn't stand sewing up my ass 24/7. Just saying. I'm like, can you go in the other room for a while? Crystal was like that in a way. She wanted me with her like clumped rice. Now, this is a story of younger Roger. Crystal liked to watch medical shows. I don't like to watch medical shows. Young me had bad surgeries. Now, once again, I didn't understand it was PTSD. I just know I don't like this and I'm not watching it. But that used to upset her. That I would go to the basement and I would watch something different while she watched her medical shows. And when her medical shows went off, I would click my TV in the basement off. I would go to the upstairs and I would be right back with the girlfriend. Now, I wouldn't tell her not to watch her medical shows. I just explained to her that I'm not going to participate while you're watching your medical shows. Watch your medical shows and I'll be back in an hour and a half. Because she would watch one that was like a half an hour and then one attached to it with like an hour. Well, yeah, Teresa, I mean, I just couldn't imagine that. And this was younger me. I mean, this is mid-20s me. And even when there was Super Nintendo, I mean, we still went to jobs. Now, I do remember vividly, young me, I guess I'm 18 or 19, and, I'm getting high at Paul's house, and it's about 2 a.m., because both he and I work second shift jobs. And we both got off at midnight. So after work, we'd get together, we'd get high, and we'd play Legend of Zelda. And we planted bombs on every inch of the board of that game to find every secret thing. And there was probably like 2.5 weeks that every night after work, we got together and we would go bomb the board looking for hidden dungeons. But I mean, we would do that together as friends. Many times we would play games together as friends. Rap doesn't have any friends. He just has women he manipulates. Who's his friends? Jimbo and Bob? Oh. In a second. I got a frog in my throat. And the other half of the community that all used to roast Jimbo and hate Bob and Lori, now Rap is taking a powder and they're all Jimbo and Bob and Lori viewers. I mean, I tried to be neutral, and then Rap tried to drag me into bullshit. All I said is leave me the fuck out of it. Then he creates fake drama to get other people to hate me so he can make money. And they're dumb enough to fall for it. So I've started blocking them. I wasn't going to do that. Kim Tucky was my friend. She knows where my house is. She's been with me to real life. And she's fallen for their bullshit when she has my number and could just call me and ask me any questions she wanted and I'd answer her. Yep. And she fell for her bullshit. I mean, I was going to give Asia my phone number and she fell for their bullshit. Ain't been back. I've not blocked either of them, but at some point I will. I mean, if they want to take this 30-year-old punk, and if they want to be in bed with Bob and Lori, there you go. I'm just not taking it all as serious. Well, you see, from my other communities, I always know there's a percentage of the community that's always shit. Now, what happened is we took that part of the community and broke it off. But I didn't understand that it was 65% of the community. Because usually when you cut out the bad, it's only like 15 to 20%. Now, this did astound me. Because as I said, usually when you cut out the toxic, it is the minority. But in this case, the toxic was the majority. And I'm glad I know that now. Because had this not happened, you would have had that toxic majority destroying your life and your YouTube. So, I'll find a different way to the store. I have so far. So, once again, I'd even invited Kim Tucky and her family to come over here and fish when she wanted. And rather than talk to me, she started running her mouth. Us and her in constant sue. Asia bought him that tablet, and where is it, or something like that? It's sitting right over here in a box on a shelf. Excuse me. Because it only has 4 gigs of memory. So it can only shoot about 20 minutes of YouTube. So it's not really useful for YouTube any more than this phone is. And I enjoy it for my own personal use. And when I'm done with it, I put it back in its box so it doesn't get scratched up. Because you see, if I bought it for me, it would just be laying out here. But if someone's nice enough to buy me a gift, I take extra care of it. Rather than being in the kitchen, the bread maker's in this room. Because the kiddies knock shit off the counter all the time. And I didn't want them to knock the bread maker off. So I put the bread maker in this room for its safety. Because that was a gift from a subscriber, Buttercup, who also is now on the other side. Now, I thank her for it. It's really helped me a lot. I thank Kim Tucky. It really helped me a lot. And I'm sorry that they've been taken in by a 29 or 30-year-old little punk, and they're stupid. I'm sorry for that. Now, once again, ignorance and stupidity is two different things. Ignorance is not knowing. Ignorance is not a sin. Stupid is knowing better, but still doing it. And that is a sin. And both of them are guilty of it. Now, Asia slept with Ernie. So, I mean, that kind of lets you know that she's a little stupid on the stupid side. And I felt for her. I mean, she was taken in by Ernie. I mean, that would make me feel for someone right there. I mean, and she slept with him. I mean, wow. I mean, I can imagine being that desperate. Just saying. I mean, that's how I see it. But what's Rap going to do? Now, let me tell you what Rap's going to do. He's going to sit there and play video games. He's going to guilt Smoky Mountain Mama. That's all he's going to do. Because he has never progressed from manipulating women to get whatever he wants. Now, he keeps manipulating women to get whatever he wants. And as I've stated many times, after Jimbo came hunting me with a gun, I said, Jimbo, I'm going to knock his teeth out. Yep. Yes, I am. And anybody he put in that car that day, I see them, I'm going to knock their teeth out too. And that includes his son, Hunter. Yes, Jimbo, when you put Hunter in that car, you just guaranteed that if I see that boy, I will tee off on the motherfucker. Yes, I will. And I will tee off on anyone that gets in between me and you. I pity anyone that gets in between me and you, Jimbo, by the way. Because they get the 1-2 year through. Because you see, I am an ancient person. Now, I have created a blog channel. If you're interested about my life, you will want to subscribe to that vlog channel. Army of Darkness Vlogs. Pindar, can you put it in chat, please? Because real soon, that's the only place you're going to find things about my life. When I start to talk about in my live streams, I'm going to stop over time talking about my day-to-day stuff on it, and all of that stuff is going to be on that vlog channel. Okay, Pindar, no hurry. But yes, because my life is going to go on that. Now, my problem in my other channel is everyone wanted everything in one place. That destroyed my channel because it hurt the demographics so bad. So I have split everything I do into 10 channels. And people can subscribe to the ones that are of their interest and not the rest. And if you're interested in me, you're going to want to sub into that because, as I said, there's going to be less talking about me on this channel. You know, this is going to get back to what I did on my other one. Dry professionalism is what it is going to go back to over time. And that was the last thing that I really needed to do, was to make a vlog channel. Oh, we're going to get to that. That's the second part. You know, I'm taking the people topically. And we're starting to segue into Jimbo. Because the thing is with Rap, there's not a lot to say. Because he does the same thing with women over and over and over. It's not about me or you. It's about manipulating the woman and having him to have a place to stay. Now, if things fall with that, he's going to try to grab another girl from YouTube and hop onto her couch. And, of course, Smoky Mountain Mama will have done him wrong. You know, this is my prediction in the future, because this can only go south. As her children get older, this is why he wants to knock her up now. I guarantee you that is what he's doing right now. He's trying to make that baby as quick as he can to hold on to her. Now, this didn't work for him the last 2 times, and when it didn't, that's when he got swingy. So, once again, the mommies had the babies. So these are like 3-year cycles. And he's in his first year. He's in the get her knocked up phase. And then there'll be the pregnant phase. And then once she has the baby phase and once she's rid of him, that's when he'll swing on her. You know, that's with the violence and intimidation. Or because, now, let me be honest. 90% of the time, a woman has the man replaced before the breakup. That is a statistic. Now, men do that 50% of the time. But women, they do it 90% of the time, statistically. So that means at some point, she is going to have her eye looking somewhere else. And that's when he will start getting swingy with her. Well, yes, Teresa, that is what he is. He is a homosexual. And that's where Rap's going right now. Now, he's going to be on the long stretch of sitting on his ass. Doing nothing, honey. Now, Smoky Mountain Mama's money comes to an end at some point. And that's when he isn't going to love her anymore. Now, that's a long way in the future. And Rap being young, you know, he sees that as ancient times. You know, I used to wonder what 2020 would be like. I would have rather had a nuclear war. Let me be honest. You know, rather than our authoritarian governments and all the bullshit, I would have rather just ended society and me went back to farming. But what's he going to do? I mean, he's not even it's like, for example, I could educate a woman's children. I mean, I'd be completely capable of homeschooling children. You know, I'm just kind of, if I was to take, you know, most of my other assets and throw them out the window, I could homeschool children. At the very least. He can't even do that. I mean, did he even graduate? I have no idea. But normally I give people the benefit of the doubt on graduation. But I've never seen any intelligence out of him at all. Ever. I mean, everyone else is always doing the thinking. It's like right now, Benny Keys did his thinking for him and turned him against all of us. I've still yet to see a true crime channel. And now, his channel you could say is true crime because it's a crime to call it a true crime channel. He's nothing but a loser. I mean, only 3 of my 10 channels do drama. That's where other people are like, yeah, I got no content. I'm like, dude, I got so much shit to do, I can have 10 channels. And if I really wanted to and wasted my entertainment time on myself, I could post on 5 or 6 of them every day. Well, yeah, Gregor. I mean, I could do true crime, but I don't want to. It would be soul destroying. I don't want to talk about disasters. I don't want to talk about horrible things. I mean, I had enough of those in my life. I mean, I lived true crime, and I found out the cops are stupid. And the press is even more stupid. I mean, I beat the bejesus out of a guy in downtown Cincinnati one time. And then I read in the paper a black guy did it. Like, wow. Really? Black guy, you say? Seriously? Yeah, looking down at the color of my skin. But, you know, this was one of my seminal moments of the press is stupid. You know, I committed that felonious assault. I think somewhere around 1988. And then once again, I'm like, oh shit, I made the paper. I'm black. I mean, just imagine, just imagine you beating someone with an inch of it making the paper, and you're like, oh shit, I'm black. I mean, this is one of my moments. You know, when someone talks about the press, you know, this is one of my moments in my life that comes back. I mean, to this day, I mean, that's been over 30 some years ago. And I still, you know, whenever I think about press credibility, that's all I'm going to go to. I'm black. But that was back when they would put the supposed color of the perpetrator on, and once now, I do get pretty tan, you know, because of my Cherokee in me, and this time of year is as light as I get. You know, this is me as light as I get, and I am a little bit darker than normal. And in the summer, I can go, you know, a bunch of shades darker. But to me, I've never looked black. You know, I may have looked American Indian at times. You know, if you can get me in the summer now in the end, you go, yeah, you really look Cherokee. But yeah, they some witness, you know, said it was the black guy that did it. Well, Gregory, I'm quarter Scottish, and my grandfather, he looked very Scottish, including having red hair. Now, another interesting thing, my grandfather was a twin. So not only was he a giant of a man, but he also had a twin. He had a bookend. And this was where they used to do their criminality because they used to pretend to be each other. That way one could go commit the crime while the other one is in the middle of public. But their crimes are all political of nature because my family were political thugs. Now, I was never a political thug, and I shook my head at it all. Now, Rap has no connections in life. What's he ever done? What's he ever going to do? He's going to try to hook himself to a girl. Now, I don't quite... Well, no, I take that back. I just answered my own question. He's going to haunt YouTube to the end of time to find women to exploit for living arrangements. And every time he will be a victim. Now, he might have some viewers now, but that's not always going to be the case. He's doing no content. He basically gave Bob, Lori, and Jimbo his community. And they sit there and eat that up. I mean, Jimbo was bad enough alone being boring as fuck. excuse me, but Kemper with him, it's not listenable to. 5 minutes is all I can stand to listen of it. And Kemper is the most lousy bullshit on YouTube that ever was. And his community's going to die because of Kemper and Bob and Lori. Oh, Bob and Lori. And speaking of audio, let's go over here to some Bob and Lori and let's see what kind of... Unfortunately, this phone's slow. I'm not using my normal phone setup. Seven hours ago, he made a video. This is what Nicolina should have said. With 200 views. More at Nicolina777 stuff. Nicolina and Mr. T. Then he has a reaction video of a car chase or something. And then Nicolina is a star. Well, that was 38 minutes, but you see, they don't have any commentary. And then his next one's Mama T and Nicolina. And this is his last 3 days of videos. Bird's Drunken Stupor Take 2. 2.5 hour streams with 901 views. That's about what I used to get. Now, the funny thing is, Bob and Lori now have my numbers that I used to. They have a large part of my community. And what do they do with it? I mean, this is where I'm laughing at the other side of the community. I mean, this shit isn't listenable to me. And this is what we're going to illustrate here, playing the audio.
Lori was a bonehead. Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to happen. I played that.
We're only going to play enough of this to where I feel I've got my point through. Now, for the record, I have not watched this, but everything that Bob and Lori does proves to me this same point. So I feel no gamble in having not watched this to be exactly as going to be what I want. Watch.
One already once and they didn't do it. What the hell? Yeah, I know. It's not my lucky day. Sorry, guys, but we're here. And then like everybody in their tree went live. So. Oh yeah. It's all good. We got the legend, whatever over there doing. We got the stuff downloading. So.
Well, you're live every day. We got this stuff downloading now. Also, I'm going to announce the stream that never ends. Bob wants to archive all of our streams. So, Roger is going to make the stream that never ends. Now, I do not know when this stream is going to be because I want to get a lot of sleep. But if he wants this stream, he's going to eat the fuck out of his Google time. And I am going to say all sorts of insightful shit during it. See, I've been saving stuff. In fact, I'm not going into full depth right now because I've been thinking about that while I was working today. And that's when I decided that I am going to do a marathon stream. I do not know when this marathon stream is. And it's going to be a kind of pop in when you want to. And half of it will be commentary. And the other half will just be me living my life. And, well, and while I'm living my life, that's when I'm going to say the most cunty things in the universe. But yes, But that is but my idea to, have some fun with Bob and Lori. It's not going to be a regular thing, but every now and then when I've got some extra time, I'm just going to go live and stay live. And as I said, in the times that are going to be what you would consider the most boring, I'm going to have segments planned. Just saying. Now, also, I wouldn't doubt if Richella's going to have babies anytime. Richella was a preemie because Manx have trouble having babies. So I make sure to be there for Summer's births. But Summer was not even that far along. She probably had 2 or 3 weeks left when Richella and them were born. She found a box in the living room. I was cleaning the living room up at that time a couple years ago, and there was like one corner that had like several boxes stacked top of them. She crawled in one of them, slipped in between the two, and had 3 kittens. And they were little things too. I mean, when I found them, I'm like, oh my God, they're not going to live. I mean, they were that tiny. But they lived, and I found Thor a home. And couldn't find Fulgrim and Richella a home. But Richella was never going to leave me. I mean, the cat, when she's pregnant like this, she's not all up on me. But other than that, I am her entire world. And God, she did not like that new cat. Now, I hope that new cat is the neighbor's and I can send it back from where it came. But right now, it is living in the blue trailer. Now, you guys don't know it, but I left that blue trailer open. And I do that because of the coyotes here. Because if there's a coyote or a vicious dog, it gives the animal some place to run. And there's a lot of places for them to hide. And the old wildcats that are here, it has astounded me, but they're almost all still all here. Now, something did get Lorgar's sister, and she was a sweetie. But other than that, I mean, the wildcats that live on this property, they live the life of kings. Now, once again, I spend as much for food on me and the cats. I mean, it's actually same. The budget, it's 50-50. They get half, I get half. But Rap has never supported anything. I mean, even his kids. Bussing tables. That's not supporting your kids. And I guarantee that she was paying the bills then too. I mean, and I guarantee he only did the server job because he had to. He was pressured to. But he thinks that YouTube is going to be his job. And as soon as now notice this though. He gave up on his YouTube job as soon as he got secure pussy. Because that's what Rap does. He lives off of women. Now, Jimbo and them, they live off of women too. But they do it in a different manner. I mean, I could not imagine. I just couldn't imagine telling someone, make sure my onions are thinly to your daughter. I mean, that's your 13-year-old daughter. You need to be off fucking YouTube, and you need to be making those hamburgers and slicing up shit for the goddamn kids, Jimbo. You stupid fat-ass motherfucker. I mean, see, this is what an adult man does. I'm 5 years your senior, you stupid fat fuck. And had I had the 13-year-old daughter, I wouldn't have been on YouTube. I would have been cooking my daughter fucking dinner. And I would have been slicing my own onions thinly. Now, the last time I was at the grocery, I bought a bag of onions. And I sliced them thinly. For me. Now, always if someone else is making food and I have a preference, like say I wanted the onions, say Nicolina is making burgers and I wanted the onions sliced thinly. I would ask Nicolina, can I slice the onions? I mean, that is the Brown solution. If you want something done a certain way, you don't go up there, you just ask them, can I have this little job to do? And I am sure that whoever the cook is always says, sure. And then you go over, wash your hands, get a knife, get a towel out, and then you start doing your onion. But Jimbo can't do that. I mean, he can't even cut up a vegetable for his own burger. I mean, I did it with a fucking pocket knife. Here, when I was cutting up my onions, I cut them up with a pocket knife. So this is what I think about Jimbo. It's like, you're a Kentuckian. Don't you have a pocket knife? I mean, can't you sit there at the keyboard and slice up an onion? Like when I do the stream that never ends, when I go do like food prep and that's what I'll do. As I said, I'll be giving commentary for a while and living life for a while. If I'm making burgers that day, I'm going to have a cutting board right here and I'm just going to cut all the junk out on the cutting board right in front of you guys. And then take it in the back of the other room and do what I'm going to do with it. But I mean, it's not that hard. When I lived in the barn, I've got a good cutting board that I generally keep out there. Because when I do my outside cooking, I wash that board and I cut on it still to this day. It like when I go out or if I was to make burgers over a fire, I'd make my burgers on that cutting board. But what does Jimbo do? Now, see, this is where him and Rap are all together. Now, Jimbo didn't have video games to play. He was too busy playing with little girls. Yes. Now, you see, in 1990, I was playing video games with Paul, and we were working and getting high and selling a lot of drugs. Oh, God. We were selling a lot of drugs. As I just thought about it, I was like, okay, that would have been this. I'm like, oh, no, oh, God. We were selling a lot of drugs. Yes. That was right before Paul got his machinist job. And he was working at Petland, or as we called it, Potland. Now, to tell you what I was doing at 20 years old, well, 2 nights a week, myself and my accomplices, my friend, and the manager of Petland would take the night's receipts. And we would buy a gigantic amount of pot with it. I mean pounds. And we would go back to Petland. We would break all the pot up. And then we would sell it discount in the middle of the night. So I was doing like drop-offs from like 12 to 5 a.m. of weed. But you could get your weed at a 25% discount. All you had to do is do business in the middle of the night on a day or 2 a week, and you could get your weed off at a 25% discount, and I still made all of my money because we were able to deal at such a higher level. Now, Then, before morning, we would have all the money back, and we would have the bank deposit in the bank before 9 a.m. And this is how 20-year-old Roger lived. I would work 2 nights a week selling weed. Other than that, I had 5 days off. And that was my life at 20 years old. When students say, where do you work at? I work at Potland. You mean Petland? No. I don't work at Petland. I work at Potland. And that's what we would do. And we did that for a few years, and that was how 20-year-old me made my bread. Now, once again, rapper Jimbo, they don't even do that. They just scam. Now, granted, we were borrowing money, but you see, what would happen is the night's deposit would go to the bank and would be sitting there. And we were just borrowing that deposit until morning, because that deposit just had to be in the bank before 9 a.m. So we were borrowing Petland's money, and we were buying an enormous amount of weed with it, but Petland never missed their money, because once again, the deposit was all filled out, and Petland's money was in the bank before 9 a.m. every morning. And that's how at 20 years old I made my bread. Now, I did have a saying at 20 years old that everything must suck for other people. But, you know, and this is one reason why I can take care of so many animals, because that's kind of what I did. I hung out at Petland, I got high, and I played with the animals. I mean, that was basically my job. Now, Paul, he had duties at Petland, and he took care of all the aquariums. You know, back during the day, you know, Petland would have that giant aquarium department, and that's what Paul used to do. He used to take care of the aquariums. And that's where I learned to like baby skunks, because baby skunks were fun. They would have them as a pet there. They would get ferrets and other stuff, and once again, all animals love me, including snakes. Snakes love me too. But what does rap do? What does Jimbo do? Other than go, ha, 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 ha. And if you wonder why I've not been streaming Jimbo, it's because he is unlistenable to with Kemper. And that's why I have to laugh at all of those people sitting there pretending they care, when all they want to do is some drama. All they want to do is to have someone to hate. I have no interest in a crowd like that. My criteria has always been interesting, informative, or funny. If someone wants to be a part of a crowd just to hate, I've got no use for that. So, in the end, I'm glad all of this happened, because that cut the toxic out. Now, I always have a policy. If evil people are hurting evil people, I don't care. Whatever. The good people are over here. The evil people are over there. Rap can exploit them all he wants. Jimbo can exploit them all. You're getting knocked over. Oh no, honey. Come here. Come here. Come here, fatty. Says I'm big and I'm wide. Kiss me, everyone. No, she's still. I was trying to see if she might be getting close, but nope. No, they're still riding high. And she's not dilated at all. So she's probably going to have a couple more weeks of carrying babies. Now, anybody have any questions? Now, Jimbo is supposed to go live in 25 minutes. Now, I did intend on trying to talk up to that point of anything relevant and then play a little bit of his live to prove my point. But it actually turns out that thinking about, now I went over it, it's 10:35 and I've kind of fallen 25 minutes. Now, see, if I don't do lives for a while, I do get rusty, by the way. And I do have to say on this live, I do think I'm a bit rusty. And it don't really feel much like humor, but I did get up at dawn and I worked all day. Now, I did get most of the dirt dug from my container garden, and I filled most of it up. And as soon as I'm done filling it up with dirt, you guys will see a video of it. So, it's like, Rachel, I mean, there's been less than 60 people here this entire live. I mean, used to be, it would be 80 to 120 in here all the time. I'm not going to do petty. No, I'm not. Now, I am going to call out bullshit when it needs to be called out, but I'm not going to, have the same lives where I'm going to say the same things over and over and over and over and over again. Now, I've covered what's going to happen with Rap. She's going to get sick of him at some point, and he's going to play this shit again. And at the time that he doesn't think that, the pity aspect is going to get his attention, that's when he'll turn to other things. Now, some women like weak men because they can control them. And Smoky Mountain Mama is one of these creatures. He's nothing more than a pet to her. And once again, Rap will now use YouTube to farm himself girlfriends to exploit. I mean, I never wanted to be dependent on anything. Now, I will talk a little bit about something that I would normally just talk about on my vlog channel, but this is going to be a slow transition to where I'm going to talk less and less here about me and then just do it over there. But since we are short, I will tell you some things about here. Now, every several years, I am supposed to be reevaluated. It is time. Medically, because they said my condition could turn into epilepsy. And they told me every several years I need to be reevaluated. Now, I had come off the pot. I got down to smoking less than a gram a day. And I did that over a few-week period. And my condition was completely degenerating. Remember how I said that it would stop seizures? Well, I was having all sorts of issues like I used to have. So I do know what to tell the doctor. If you take away the marijuana, my condition starts to go what it used to be. Now, I did find out something through doing this. I may have started having seizures on November 18th, 2017. That's the day I had the first seizure. But I was having symptoms beforehand. In fact, I was having some symptoms a few years before that. Before that, from about 2014, I was starting to have symptoms, but I didn't realize they were symptoms because I had a cousin at the time that kept telling me, get your blood sugar checked over and over again because I was having moments. And she was telling me it's blood sugar. And I was believing her. I even got to where I wouldn't eat candy or anything And I was just drinking water because I was sure I had a sugar problem. I don't have a sugar problem. My body loves sugar. My body processes sugar better than any human beings I have ever seen in my life. But this was the first sign of my condition before the seizures. Because I kept having instances that people would say, "You're having low blood sugar." And I was convinced I was having low blood sugar. And then when I started getting tested, my blood sugar's fine. In fact, after the 2 tests came back, say, Fulgrim, get down. Fulgrim, get down. He's trying to destroy the TV. He's seeing himself in the TV, so he was going to knock it over. But yeah, I mean, I was convinced myself that I had low blood sugar. Nope. What I was thinking was a low blood sugar moment. That was my first inklings of my condition. And this is what it started off. That before seizures, for 2 weeks, I started having these moments that you could swear was low blood sugar. And it's not. It's not low blood sugar, but that was my condition. So, when I go back to the doctor, I will have to tell them that I was showing symptoms of this years before that I understood. Well, yeah, Miriam. I mean, before that, my life was improving. I mean, I worked odd jobs around here and did a little bit of hustling, and I lived good. I kept my car running. I could pay my car insurance. I kept all my bills paid. I still didn't have running water here, but I could get to the spring whenever. I'm sorry, honey. I got to move you. It's okay, honey. She's so heavy, just to kind of let you know that she's so fat and heavy, and she was sitting here on my groin. She was making my junk hurt. It was like somebody put a rock on my groin. She said, "You're sitting here being a baby." Yes, you are, honey. And she's miserable too. She's having the miserable mommy moments of she's so pregnant and her nipples are very swollen. And I've been expecting her to pop out babies, but they have never went into birthing positions yet. I'm feeling them right now. And she's going to have big babies. Now, to talk about her lineage of these babies, Magnus is the son of Tyranny. And Tyranny is the son of the original Elric. Well, her great uncles are huge. They're my older boys, and that genes is went into this kitty. So she could have some monsters. So we'll see. Hello, Summer. Well, thank you, Miriam. Actually, I could, but I mean, all I really want to do is just kind of live my life, and now I'm gardening. I'm going to have a good container garden. I have no doubt about that. I've got it at least halfway full of dirt, and that was a lot of digging today. Roger spent about 4 hours with a mattock, and I dug cat litter for all of my cat boxes. And then I also dug for my container garden, and here's my summer, and you're wet back there. Odd. Summer, you're not in heat. I think she was outside. I think she was outside in the wet grass. Because you see, I have a place where the cats can get in and out. And it used to be Summer special way in and out. And then over the last few years, more cats have learned it. And now even all the wild cats know how to get in the house. Now, what they don't know is this coming fall, I'm shutting that off. And they won't be able to do that no more. But I'm doing projects around here, and that's what I've been doing. I've been working a lot. And what's Jimbo been doing? He's been sitting. I mean, look at my arm compared to Jimbo. I mean, this isn't even, this is winter. I mean, this is my undeveloped time of the year. And you see his little tiny arms. I mean, at least I got some definition here. You can see some curve. I mean, Jimbo don't have no arms like that. And in reality, I've not been doing that much. I feel I could be doing much more labor than I have been doing. Now, in the last few days, no, I could not have been doing any more labor than I have been doing. But, these last few weeks, I really think I could have done more. Now, I also was having my condition, so my head was off a lot to where, in reality, it was a good idea I not do anything. Because if I was to have done lives during then, you would have said something is off with Roger. So yeah, I mean, and I was too. I was not capable of doing YouTube. Now, I don't like being dependent on anything. And it really pisses me off that I'm going to have to smoke pot to maintain my condition. Because given the way things were financially, I was hoping to cut down, at least, if not quit. But no, I really do need it medically, unfortunately. In the state I'm in, they said, well, you can go to other states and get it. Yeah, like I can just go to Illinois or Colorado whenever I want. This was so they could claim they got medical marijuana and then didn't get it all at the same time so they could ride the fence and not make any voter, quote, mad. I mean, I'm fed up with the whole system. Well, Jimbo's a loser, and he always will be a loser. Now this is the Jimbo part. He claims to have a brain tumor. Bullshit. This is just his next grift. Where Ocean Lover, he saw that cancer money, so now he's going to get him some of that cancer. So now he has a brain tumor. Now, when I started having seizures, I was convinced I had a brain tumor. Now, one of the things when I was having seizures badly, I was having severe pain right here. I mean, this part of my head, like here. I mean, it was at times like fucking fire. I'm not kidding. It was like someone was putting a cigarette out in my brain. And this is what convinced Roger, when I started having the seizures and I was having them for after a while, I was convinced I had a brain tumor. Because as I said, like right here, right where my fingers are, it would feel like someone was just white hot fire. There's just no other way to describe it. And it turned out it was not a brain tumor. It was all just a part of the conditions. And I was having chest pains too. But it turns out that was all from the stress of having the seizures. And I didn't have a brain tumor. Because when I finally got evaluated, I was sure they were going to find a brain tumor. And I did not have a brain tumor. Now, that was a relief in a way, because it would have been nice if there would have been something operable and I could have just went on with my life. But yeah, I mean, when I started having seizures until I got the evaluation in, well, October of 2016, yeah, I was sure I was going to die. I was sure I was going to die. So, you know, that was almost a year. Well, no, it is September. It would have been, yeah, almost a year. 11 months after I was started having seizures, I got evaluated. And I was sure that they were going to find a brain tumor. So for those like 10 months, seemed longer than that, but it was a bad time. You know, I was about to tell you, you know, a longer time, but actually after breaking it down in my head, yeah, for about 10 months, I was convinced I had a brain tumor. I didn't have no brain tumor. Now, once again, I'm sure that Jimbo doesn't have any brain tumor. This is just his next grift. Now, one of the reasons why he's going to say that, said brain tumor, is a take back. That way, anytime he says anything from now on, he will be called out for brain tumor, brain tumor. That's why he said it. So he can scam and he can just say brain tumor. Whenever he acts out wrongly and and gets called out on it, that's what the fat fuck will say from then on. I got a brain tumor. So this is one thing here. You know, I will show you what's coming around the corner. And no one else does. And with Rap, he's just going to sit on his ass as long as he's tapping it and she's. So like I say, so that's Rap's in a holding pattern surrounding the pussy. And Jimbo is the pussy. Now, I also have to laugh that while Rap is circling the pussy, he's basically handed his audience off to Bob, Lori, and Jimbo. And to all of them, I laugh at you every fucking day. When I see Jimbo live, I flip on for maybe 2 to 3 minutes and laugh my head off. And then I click off and I go about my life. And I laugh at you dumb motherfuckers that said 12 is 12. And now you're sitting in there sucking his fat, bald ass because Rap ain't nowhere to be found and you want someplace to go. Because you've definitely made sure that you motherfuckers are not going to be welcome here. Ever! And Smoky Mountain Mama, after he finally gets swingy with her, she'll come crying over here, and I'm going to say, ha, 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 stupid bitch. Now, if you have good memory, when that day happens, you will hear me go, ha, 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 stupid bitch. Just like that, same cadence, sick haws, and stupid bitch. And I will mock her the day Smoky Mountain Mama comes over here. I'm going to laugh at the bitch. I'm going to go, ha, 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 stupid bitch. Take that down, Bob. I mean, and Bob, Lori's only with you because you're the best whiny thing that she can get. Just saying. Now that she has lost to half of a mammoth, I'm sure she could easily replace you, Bob. And at the protest, Nicolina pointed out the man that supposedly SA'd you, Bob. You make a cute couple. I mean, really, Bob, you should go with the whole gay thing. Just seriously, it would be you. Thinking about it, after seeing him, I'm like, Bob, you two were made for each other. You're a whiny butthurt bitch, and he wants a whiny butthurt bitch. I mean, there you go. Now, I want to flip to Voices Behind the Shits community tab. I already forgot about their live I was going to play. Yes, 2 hours ago. Notice, please comment below if you have requested access to this content due to attempted demonic intrusions. We will not accept requests from unknown individuals. Your local YouTube blind PI here. Bob, so you're a private investigator. Bob, if someone wants to, it's starting to sound like stalking because no one hired you. You see, a private investigator is hired to investigate something privately. You have not been hired by anyone. That means you are a stalker, Bob. You're a stalker. On YouTube, you're not a private eye. Always trying to keep the YouTube streets clean by putting trash into the dumpster on Google Drive. Who cares, Bob? If you missed the Trader's Trash stream earlier today, then you're in luck. Please be sure to shower and practice proper hygiene after prolonged exposure to the toxic trash collected from the streets. Heaven's Baby, Bite Me Now, Mars House, Cookie Monster. Now, let me go down here. Block user. Yeah, they haven't got that. They can keep changing their names. Now, to let you know, Linda Fontaine. That's an account that's been over there. That is a sock account. That is a bite fucker. Because Linda Fontaine is the real name of Witty Widow. That is not Witty Widow. This is someone in Bob and Lori's community using Witty Widow's name. But yes, Witty Widow's real name is public, and it is Linda Fontaine. So if you see Linda Fontaine 4059, it is not Witty Widow. It is someone using her name. And that's right here in Bob's community. Now, I'm pretty sure I got Bite Me Now blocked. Yep. But yes, so this is what, see, Bob makes it useful because it shows me on who really needs to be blocked here. And this is how, Scout About. Someone just called themselves Scout About. I went to block them. Well, they're already blocked. Most of the accounts that were in our community that constantly were changing names are in their community. Now, TCB, never seen you before. but your ass is blocked here too. Now, I do have a bunch of new locales. In fact, I have whole new communities that I can merge into ours and will at some point. But I'm not going to right now. Nope. Because I'm very patient. And I'm going to let the other side, because all they will do right now is try to steal it for their content to save their dying channels. Actually, Pendar, go back. Now, you're good busy right now, but go back and look and see how many's on that block list now. Now, when we did the mass unblocking, there was 498. Now, if there's not at least 498 on it now, I will be disappointed in myself. Yes. Now, Miriam, I'm thinking about it. Start talking about Chantal some. Because I didn't hear before, because Cyanide Cupcake used to talk to her outside of YouTube. Because I saw that as a conflict of interest. But looking on my demographics, on what my viewers watch, it really does seem that there is enough of people here that view Chantal to actually make it worth me talking about her now and then. So, you know, you're from the old channel, Miriam, so you will probably see me start talking about Chantal a bit, but I'm not going to dive headfirst into all of her bullshit, because just like Amber Lynn, it's nothing to more than to create drama for clicks. Well, hello, Cushy. But, you know, I have been watching on my demographics on what you guys watch, and I have been paying attention to that. And once again, sometimes Chantal stuff comes up on the recommended on what my viewers watch. Here, creature. I have no idea what that cat was doing, but I'm guessing it was a cat, but evidently they were making noises in the kitchen that I have no idea what they're doing, and whatever it is, they stopped. Didn't hear the, now if they turn the garbage over, I always hear that. That makes a distinctive sound. I have no idea what they were doing. Oh, God. Well, Shani, I will talk about Shani some. A little bit. Only because she's stupid. Well, actually, Rachel, they're not married. They're not married. They're not husband and wife. Foodie Beauty is scamming this the entire time for views. They're nothing more than fuck buddies. That's all it is. Like I said, I've kept track of everything. I could do a Foodie Beauty live right now. And yes, the fact of the matter is, she is not married to him. And this is all just bullshit for YouTube. Because it was getting too hot for her on YouTube. With all the shit she was pulling before. So, the first thing she did was grab that when she shaved her head and was basically looking like the Kingpin. That's when she grabbed the hijab to cover the bald head. And this is all nothing more than bullshit for her to get clicks and views. to where she can keep getting several $1,000s a month off of YouTube. But yes, that's all that she's doing. I mean, once again, I can cover Chantal still. But you see, everyone wants to, because see, the thing with the drama community, if there's something that's a definitive ender, they ignore it. I don't. You know, it's like Amber Lynn. Amber Lynn just lies to you, whatever. I mean, the sky is green. She once said that we never went to the moon. You know, once Amber said she was a flat earther because she just wanted hate. And that's all Amber does. And this is all Chantal does. They incite you to get hate clicks so they can bank. That's all either of them is. So once I can prove that, where was there really for me to go with commentary rather than do the same commentary on the other time? And that's why I abandoned my other channel with over 3,000 subscribers, because they were there for fat girl content mostly, or Boit content. So what was I supposed to do? Come on every video and every live and literally say the same thing? Because after it's been proven enough of what they're doing over year after year after year after year, there is no commentary other than that. So that's why I sat down one day, and when I said that this is discernibly provable, I'm like, we're done here. I mean, that's why I said there's just, I can't do any more commentary on Amber Lynn, because it's going to be the same commentary every day. So, I mean, that's why I stopped doing fat girl content, and why I said that if I cover Foodie Beauty, it's not going to be a constant covering. It will be a drive-by here and there. You know, something that's interesting and relevant, I will pick up and talk about. But if it's just the same, I'm going to say something to incite you to be mad so I can get more clicks, I'm not going to cover that. Nope. So there will be an occasional Foodie Beauty video, not many, but there will be an occasional, and you're going to see a lot of vids on some different people, because I'm going to be growing the community. Because in all reality, I kind of find it unacceptable that I only have 42 people in here at this time. You know, when this channel had 600 people, 600 subscribers, I had 42 people in this chat. This channel is 3 times that size, and I only have 42 people in chat. Now, I do thank you for being here, and you are the people that I'm here for. But this is why I'm telling you that I intend on growing our community, because there was 180 people in Mama T's chat to hear her gripe about fucking Jimbo. And there's only 40 people here. Now, I am not disappointed in you that are here, but I've been very disappointed in the community. Honestly. And I thank you for being here, and I thank you for supporting me. But I am only going to put as much effort into YouTube as the community overall deserves. Now, I'm going to be here a lot more for lives, and I'm going to give you guys some great content. But, you know, the more the community takes me seriously, the more I will take the community seriously. And, you know, at this point, you know, I would rather work. You know, I'd rather work on the farm than waste my time. And talking about Jimbo mostly is nothing but wasting time. Now, Jimbo should have started 10 fucking minutes ago, the fat fuck. And Jimbo would be surprised, but I do see you, Jimbo. I'm coming straight up to you and knocking your head off, and I'm not saying a word. So you expect it, you fat son of a bitch. You know what? It's been so long since, as I said, well, damn. I can't even find this channel on my search. So it's been so long since I looked it up. Wow. Hold on, they've buried the stand on me. Because like I said, his channel is so unlistenable. Oh, there it is. Why aren't you live, fat boy? You got 44 waiting. He's got a live that said, "Did Skern get away with murder?" No, I think that you got away with murder, you fat son of a bitch. It's why you thought you could pull a gun on me. But you know what, motherfucker? Everyone that pulled a gun on me, I took it away from them and fucked them up beyond their imagination. And next person that pulls a gun in front of me, I will eliminate them. And I will swear to this to God and hell itself right now. The next person that pulls a gun on me, I will send them to hell. That minute. You can clip that for the whole fucking world. I will shout it to the hill. The next motherfucker that pulls a gun on me, I'm going to eliminate them. Right there and right then. Clip that, motherfuckers. Because I'm promising you that. I'm promising the world that the next person that draws a firearm on me, I'm going to send them to oblivion. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my old gangland heart. Oh, he just started. He started 1 minute ago, people. But yes, I mean, I do mean that seriously. I'm not hyperbole. The next person that pulls a gun on me, I'm going to eliminate them. All legal like.
New appliances, where should you go? The big box store?
I don't need new appliances.
In one night.
Oh, he's going through his stupid intro. So we'll have to wait for a minute. I mean, he could not even come on at his regular time. He had to wait 10 minutes. You know why I had to wait 10 minutes? Excuse me. Now, the thing is he don't have any more football to bet on. But he'll be betting on baseball, I'm sure, soon as season comes in. I mean, all these people, and Jimbo can't do an honest day in his life. He's got 99 in his chat right now, starting 2 minutes ago, for this most boring shit in the fucking universe. If I don't think I can be at least relatively interesting, then it's time for me not to do a live. Because I just don't do lives to go live. I'm not going to do lives every day. It would be a waste of my time and yours. But you see, Jimbo makes a YouTube check. So he's going to farm all the views that he can. And I have to laugh about it. Well, Cushy, see, he still thinks he's a wrestler. And he thinks he can still act like a wrestler. I mean, I'm going to fuck him up. I mean, I see Jimbo, I'm going to fuck him up beyond his imagination. When I'm done with him, he ain't even going to look right. I promise you that. Yes, because anyone that has ever threatened me has come to a bad end. I mean, in 1996, before I moved, I took care of my loose ends. I mean, when you talk about a certain period of time, there's a time in my life I did not even like myself. And 1996 would have been one of these years that I couldn't even stand to be in my own skin. Hello, traders. Well, he is kind of. Well, I was hoping for a. I don't have a mod in here at the moment, so I'll have to be improving comments.
Just saying. Just saying.
This is Jimbo's content.
We are beyond stupid.
These people are friends with Jamie. I've made the connections. We're making connections now. So, I'm sitting here outside
Yeah, Rachel.
the police station right now.
Now, that's what's got me really upset about the community overall. And I'm glad it split. Because I can see that 65% of it was toxic enough to where I'm glad it was gone. Because it was poison. And in reality, if this wouldn't have happened, the better part of us being good people would have probably just quit YouTube at some point. But I don't care if the stand grifts them for every dollar those stupid motherfuckers have. That's why I didn't talk about him grifting for his daughter's car. I hope he takes them for every fucking dime they have. No, he's still playing his soundboard and not actually got any content. Now, he's got 150 people there listening to this garbage that I wouldn't give 5 fucking minutes to. You see how it's already proven my point? I mean, if you were trying to hook me with this, I mean, okay, for an example, if I wasn't here right now, where would I be? Come on, device, stop. Okay. Oh, God, Bob and Lori's live. I wouldn't be there. I would not be at Jimbo's. Now, Camillo is live. I might have dropped by Camillo's for a little bit. Mr. T's live. I'd skip that one. Now, I probably would have stopped by Camillo's for just a little bit. And then I would have went to my feed. I'd have watched some news. And there didn't really seem to be much else on. So that's all I would do. I'd listen to some news and I'd turn off YouTube. Now, voices behind this shit. Learning from the masters makeup with Betty Washam. So now Bob and Lori want to attack Betty. I'm looking at the wrenches. Trainwreck, Mars House, April. And Constant Sue. I mean, Constant Sue's like a YouTube whore. And I think my next live will be about Constant Sue. Because there's certain people that are problems. So yeah, you can kind of think that my next live will be Constant Sue, I believe will be the topic, unless something comes up that doesn't bump it.
Yeah, I think I nailed Anna's. I think that's amazing. I think I'm going to be good at this. I think I should go into beauty school. All right, what's next, Betty? What is next? Okay, so we got the Anna eyebrows. Okay. Now we gonna have to. The second one's a bitch. I'm telling you. I had a hard time too, but I think I got it. I think I figured it out. Oh yeah, like those are nailed. I nailed it. Okay.
Now, this is supposedly Bob and Lori's premiere. There's nothing here but a blurry screen. It's it. I mean, Bob and Lori have no content. Literally. And all they're trying to do is fumble around the hate train on Nicolina. Now, I would have commented on Constance Sue and Nicolina's live, but I didn't get to watch it because I was asleep. Because Roger got up at dawn, Roger worked on the farm all day, and then he took a nap before this live, and I got up at 8:20 Eastern Standard Time. I had a talk this afternoon with Pindar, and after that, I went straight to bed. And then got up for this live, so I would be all rested. Now, I do have to say today I'm kind of on my C game, but the other guys have not really given me much to work with. And in reality, truthfully, I think if I would have just did something else and not talked about any of them, I think this would have been a better live. I really do. Because you see, unlike Bob and Lori, after I do content, I give myself a grade. Today is just a C. Now, usually I at least do B-level content, but many times when I've not been live in a while, you will end up with the C game. Now, the Boyd got so pedantic, that's all they ever got was the C game. Because that's all that they deserved was the C game. But usually outside of the Boyd, I at least try to get a B to an A effort. And I'm kind of failing it today. Now, I'm thinking on, okay, why are you? You're a little bit rusty because I've not been talking to human beings. I talked to the hay guy. I talked to the weed guy. I guess that's it. Because, and a clerk at Dollar General. I guess those are my only human contacts in the last 2 months. So, I've not really got much opportunities to speak with human beings. Thinking about it, most of my encounters are with nature. Excuse me. But yes, I actually evaluate myself. Now, this is something the other side never does. It's like next time, but if I come right now with a C game, I know next time I will have a few pre-prepared segments to throw in, for when I'm feeling that, this is kind of getting C level, then what I usually do is take one of my pre-planned segments and then I start it. And then I'll have like 3 pre-planned segments. And that way I can turn a C job into at least a B or an A minus job. Well, it's going back to Jimbo but as I said, I've not been on this channel for so long. Well, where the hell is it? Huh. It was showing him as not live. Despite the fact, I hate YouTube. He has 209 in his chat for trying to accuse Ernie of being a murderer when it was probably Jimbo there doing it. He's playing, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead and bow out then, Barely Human. I'm sorry, but maybe you didn't see what he did to me earlier. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I apologize to you personally, but I'm not apologizing for doing it.
Then you're not apologizing, you stupid fat ass.
After what they
It's like after I knock your fucking teeth out of your head, I'm not going to be sorry. In fact, I'm going to laugh like a bitch after I go upside your head, you cunt.
motherfuckers said about my kids earlier.
You put your kid in a car and came hunting me with a gun. I'm going to whip Hunter's ass. I see Hunter. I am going to whip his fucking 18-year-old ass. Yep. When your boy turns 18 and I see him anywhere on this planet Earth, I am going to immediately pull back and give him a haymaker. Bitch.
Nope. Their kids are not off limits. None of them.
Okay, you heard him. Their kids are not off limits, none of them. So, Jimbo, wouldn't that mean your kids are not off limits too? I mean, they get involved in drugs around here, I'll set them up. I'll guarantee you that. Because when I was a professional criminal, that was my typical way of getting rid of someone that needed gotten rid of out of our community. I would set them fucking up.
None of them.
Remember I said there's times in my life that I did not like me.
You had to, right? You went on Mama T's panel faking to be me, right? Pussy.
Yeah, he's called someone a pussy, and he's the one that goes hunting him with a gun and has to bring his little boy with him, too. And had he done that, I would have got rid of the boy first. Had he run across me, standard operating procedure is to get rid of the extra one first. If there's two people attacking me and one of them has a gun, I take out the other one first. And I use him as a shield against the gun. I have done this before. I have had someone pull a gun to shoot me, grab his friend, and pull him in front of me and let his friend take the bullet for me. And you know what? They get really upset after they shoot their friend. Now, could you imagine you going to shoot me and you shot your friend? Now, could you imagine if you were going to go shoot me and you shot your own son? Because had he run into me and he would have pulled a weapon, that is what would have happened. Yes, his boy likely would have gotten killed.
So no. They want to talk about my son, my 16-year-old son.
Oh, wasn't he 17 a minute ago? I don't care if he's 16 or not, you son of a bitch. He's old enough to breed. He's old enough to bleed. Just saying.
Yeah. And they've already pulled out their videos and their big reveals about my daughter, Molly, right? Oh, they got real nice and disgusting. So, yeah. Nothing is off limits. Not a damn thing, Mama. Not a damn thing.
Ow. Jimbo just said nothing is off limits. Okay. Jimbo, words mean something. You just set the rules. You heard Jimbo. Nothing is off limits. Okay, Jimbo. See, I always let the other guy set the rules. I call that courtesy. This is how I stop from being a savage. I let the other guy set the bottom. And he just set the bottom of there is no rules. I can do that. Now, I have sets of lock picks in the other room. Locks to me are just a suggestion. You know, when someone locks their doors, I say, that's cute. Because locks are just a suggestion. Now, once again, because locks are just a suggestion, I can get into anywhere. Now, typically, if you owed me a large amount of drug money and you were dodging me, you would come home and find me sitting in your living room. Yes. And I would tell you, you now need to take a seat and speak with me. Because like I said, if you owed me a large amount of money and you made yourself unavailable, you came home and found me already in your home, sitting in your living room, staring at the door, waiting on you. And I never failed to get my money, by the way. Nope, I have never failed to get my money. And once again, my old criminal associates, I mean, I used to save lives. Literally. Because my associates would be ready to kill someone. And I would say, if you kill him, you're not going to get paid. You know, that's the bottom line. Vengeance is nice as all, but which would you rather do? Life or money? I mean, I would rather have the money. And I mean, that little speech right there had saved many lives in the 20th century. Now, what you do, I explained to them, if someone rips you off on a 20, you beat them with an inch of their life. Is an example. That way, you don't have to worry about the other people. Now, after a handful of these incidents of having to be in someone's living room when I wasn't supposed to be, I stopped fronting anything out. And then my business became, if you don't have the cash, you don't get the stash. Because I got sick of that. Because at the moment that I'm in somebody's living room, that was my way of saying that you're going to pay me or I'm going to get rid of you. But unfortunately, people are stupid. As I said, that was last century. So, you know, that's been over 25 years ago. Now, Jimbo's got 258 people in his chat to listen to his bullshit. Oh, and now he's got, I sped it up 3 minutes because he was busy being a bitchy victim. Now he's got Camper on panel.
And I didn't think Ernie would say shit like that. But he did. Yep. Hunter is going to wrap his fucking legs around you and choke your fucking shit till you fall asleep, and he's going to beat your eyeballs shut.
He says his kid's going to beat him up. I got news for you. Yeah, actually, Jimbo, where's Ernie when you need him? You know what? I think next time Ernie's on, I'm going to see if I can get on his panel and I'm going to have a talk with Ernie. Yep. In fact, if Ernie needs someone to watch his back, in fact, if Ernie wants to fight Hunter, I'll watch Ernie's back. Remember how I said, you know, that many times, felonious assault started with, one of my buddies saying, can you come watch my back? Never did I not say sure. But okay, Jimbo, how about if I watch Ernie's back? Bring you and Kemper and your fucking gun, bitch. Just saying. You can even bring a few others. It won't matter. Because I'll have that fucking axe handle with me. Yep. And, well, I don't want to spoil it for Jimbo, but I'm a very good swordsman. Yep. See, as a teenager, we used to wrap rollers together and we used to sword fight. And we didn't play sword fight either. You know, me and my friends, we got really good at sword fighting. And, I mean, we were literally trying to hit each other as hard as we can. You know, you get good at block. After you get whacked a few times, you get really good at blocking.
Yep. Good luck, Ernie.
Think on it, bitch.
Yep. Yeah, see, the thing is Ernie don't have any kids in this. That's why he don't give a damn. That's why he's willing to do that. Because he ain't got nothing to lose. He don't have a home, a car, a family. He ain't got shit.
What do you got, Hember?
He gets
Oh,
so
that's-
simple.
You got Jimbo in his dick.
You see that? Tebow left the bitch.
Really?
What?
Frank
That's why she's got so much time. to
is
be on
doing a
YouTube
roofing
drunk
job.
all night. Is that why she was drunk at 8:30 tonight?
She's probably.
Frank is doing a roofing job out of town. I mean, they typically do that. I mean, at some point, I might even ask Nicolina if Frank could do my barn. Just saying. You know, that's why I gotta laugh. I mean, roofers do roofing jobs. And sometimes you go over to the next town to do it.
Drink 5. But that's what little skanks do. Like that.
Well, he's got 260 in his chat eating this shit up. Now, this is why I am disenchanted with the community overall. Is there are 260 people there and 43 here, and before the big fallout, I always had about 10 to 20 more than Jimbo. Now, once again, you know, I do appreciate everyone here. I'm here for you. But this showed me that most of my community was not worth the effort because I only lost 60 subscribers. So that means most of those pile of garbage still are subscribed here.
But yeah, Ernie, he don't have shit to lose. And that's why he's doing exactly what he's doing.
Hello, Cat.
He don't
Good
even
to
have
see you.
freedom anymore. He can't go where he wants. 'Cause he knows
Pindar, please put my
probability
vlog channel
of
up
being
again
arrested,
because
very
that's where
high.
most of the content about me is going to be.
especially when the law enforcement of the communities that he likes to hide in have been alerted to him.
The law enforcement of the community? Kemper, there's no such things as YouTube cops, you stupid motherfucker.
So good luck, Ernie. You got a life full of ass whippings right around the corner.
I have not been humbled in combat since I was 16 years old, and it took a Marine to do it.
So that is literally the only part that I saw is where they were saying that shit about your kids not being your kids. What else did the fuckers do?
You know they really tore up over my
Rolex?
Rolex, buddy. They are tore the fuck up. Nick,
I don't care if you have a Rolex or a fake Rolex. In fact, I could go right down to the pawn shop and get myself a Rolex right now. I don't need it. Now, there's an interesting thing that Roger found. Now, if you remember, well, some of you might, most of you won't remember, but many lives ago now, there was a cat fight in the master bedroom while I was live. And I said, I have to go clean up the damage. And when I cleaned up the damage, I found some forgotten things. Because out of one of the little stored boxes, I found my dad's wallet and his watch and his pocket knife. Now, his pocket knife got all rusted up, you know, sitting over 25 years, but his watch was there. Now, where Jimbo's proud of his Rolex, you know, my father, his watch was the company watch from General Electric. Because if you look on his watch right at the bottom of it, there's a GE symbol right there in the face of the watch. And that was my dad's company retirement watch. You know, ye old gold watch from, you know, yesterdays. And I guarantee my dad's gold watch from General Electric is worth more than your fucking Rolex. Now, I'll never sell the watch. I'll never use the watch. In fact, the watch will just sit in a fucking box. But yes, that expensive gold watch is in the other room, and that's where that watch will stay. I won't wear it. Now, on my vlog channel, I might show it at some point. But, yeah, I mean, who cares you got a fucking Rolex? I got a gold watch in the other room. And the thing is, I'm sure that watch, if I was to sell it, it would probably pay for at least half of my water getting fixed, if not more. But I just can't. Yes, I just can't. In fact, I didn't know that was there. I knew his wallet was there, you know, somewhere in that stuff, and I knew his pocket knife was, but I didn't know his watch was. No, I didn't. I didn't know that was in there. Now, as I said, I don't want to use it. I have no desire for it. But I really can't give it away, even though, as I said, it's worth money. It'll just sit in that box till the day I die, and in my estate auction, that watch will go to someone else. But the thing is most Rolex are fake. You know, Rich Life of Road Trips, he liked to give himself names. At one time before YouTube, he called himself Chris Rolex. And he's got like 5 now, I think. And who cares? I mean, he's a loser on disability too.
Kalina called the Attorney General and told him I had a Rolex.
No, she didn't.
What do you reckon the Attorney General thought? Well, good for him.
Well, maybe he can help me out.
Now,
He
see,
got a Rolex.
this is his kind of lies. You know, he went on one of those saying, I admitted to swatting Rap. I didn't. I didn't swat him. And I never, quote, admitted to anything. But he went on his program saying the shit that I did. And just lying to everyone. And that's one of the reasons why that anyone over there is just getting blocked here. I'm not entertaining bullshit. I mean, if a lot of them want to say subscribe to me, fine. But they will forever be in the fucking bushes. And they will not participate. And I have found about 5 really interesting lolcows. And when I start covering them, there will be new people that will be coming into our community. There's never going to be anyone coming into their community. I've just been on a little bit of hiatus because I had a disaster here.
Oh, damn. Good job, Jimbo. You got 32 reports with the Attorney General, and I ain't seen nobody. Not one popo except for the one you called that night when you said I had cameras in the kids' room.
Now, see, this is all it is. And he's got 267 people eating this shit up. About more than he ever had, but he titled Ernie in it. And you know, and that, you know, Ernie killed. So now this is spam and misleading. You know, his title of his fucking live. Did Skern get away with murder? Many believe he does. He's been live over a half hour. He's been live going on 45 minutes. He's not even touched on his topic. He clickbaited that to get people in. And I have no respect for any of them that are there.
So, all them 32 reports for the Attorney General, wrap them up, spin them around, and shove them up your ass.
Well, she likes it like that.
Huh?
I said she likes it like that, though.
Now, listen to Kemper sexualizing Nicolina, saying she likes it in the butt. That's projecting his sexual perverse fantasies. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. And Kemper, if I ever see you, I'd knock you on your ass too just because. In fact, I would hope that Jimbo would put you in front of me to get to him. Just saying. Because you would get the 1-2, you're through. Now, I'm not going to elaborate, but you see, this is old Roger life. Every week, when I was a young man, I used to go to Bogart's for a concert. Because before Ticketmaster got the monopoly, you could go to a really good show for $8 to $9 at Bogart's every week. And I would go to shows that I normally wouldn't have went to because they were so cheap. So I used to go every week and see at least some kind of band. Now, in the mosh pit, you have to deal with issues. Now, what I call the 1-2 you're through, I developed in the mosh pit to quickly take a human being out. And it's that long. It's 1-2 you're through. It's cheating, but it works really, really well. And it's really painful to both me and the person that I do it to. I mean, I don't recommend it. You know, the 1-2 you're through, I use that as a last resort. Because it hurts.
Yeah, that's right. That's all they got. 12 or 12, 12 or 12, 12 or 12. Woohoo! 12
And
or 12.
that's nothing, though. That's
I
the
know.
problem.
I
It's
know.
nothing.
They know it's a problem because now they're trying to make shit up. 12 is 12 ain't good enough. What else we got?
Well, 12 is 12. Now, you see, I didn't say this, but I knew all along the laws of Kentucky. I knew that any child with parental permission could have got married. You see, all back when he was saying that bullshit, you know, Jimbo keeps forgetting. I saw Kentucky before Jimbo did. I mean, I started when Jimbo came out of his screaming bitch whore of a mother. I was entering school. You know, when I was going to kindergarten, Jimbo was coming out of his screaming whore in Harlan. I saw Kentucky before Jimbo was ever a gleam in his mommy and daddy's eye. All my family's from around here. In fact, Jimbo is surrounded by my mother's fucking people, and he don't even know it. And I don't even like them. Now, I am not beyond using violence and intimidation on my mother's people. Now, this is the interesting part that people that tuned out are going to miss. Because, yes, my mother's kin are all around Jimbo's little motherfucking ass. And I'm sure I got a bunch of little third and fourth cousins that could get right at fucking Hunter. I guarantee it. Because they will go to the same school as that little son of a bitch. I have been, and now, once again, Jimbo said right earlier, no rules, okay? No rules, just right. There we go. But yes, all of my mother's people that I cannot stand are all surrounding fucking Jimbo. They're all in the same community. And he doesn't even know what their last fucking name is.
That's the truth, bro. That is the fucking truth. Bunch of sad fuckers. Hell yeah.
Did you know that Ernie and Chevrolet look a whole lot alike?
Oh, yes, they did.
It's true.
Ernie and Shelby looked a whole lot alike. Okay, now, around here, growing up, I did not, if you did not know me as a child around here, you looked at me and you said, that is a brown child. Because there is a certain family resemblance to all of us. Now, the fact that there is a family resemblance between Ernie and Shelby, Jimbo is trying to gaslight into being something, and these morons are sucking on that tit.
They even have the bow-legged type of walk.
So, it is possible that the man who committed that murder and then walked down those railroad tracks through that parking lot where he didn't know there was a camera, it is possible that wasn't Shelby. Could have been Ernie.
Very well could have been.
They got Shelby's prints on a blind, placing him in the house. That ain't gonna fly, you dumbass. Because, once again, I covered the case. I know all of the intimate details. Now, the mouth breathers in his chat are goldfishes. They have no memory.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility I did it. It's a possibility you did it. It's a possibility Ronald Reagan did it.
So much of one.
They're not
you
likely.
can't dismiss it.
In fact, 6 jurors out of 12
Basically, great.
to convict Shelby because of it.
Well, you see, Ed McMahon was supposed to be color. When you're that second guy, you're supposed to enhance. It's like if Nicolina is doing video and I'm on panel with her, I'm doing color commentary at that point. I'm helping the main person where I am then being an asset. But you see, Kemper does not know how to do color commentary. That's where you're doing commentary is the second fiddle. And that way you're not stomping over the main host. You're working together in unison. Now, once again, this is what Kemper is supposed to be doing. Now, I will probably at some time in the near future, in the next month or so, get Nicolina to review something and me get on panel with her and show you what Kemper is supposed to be doing. I missed my cue.
Now, my stance has always been, I believe Shelby when he told me he killed that man. and I still do. But now seeing the real Ernie, what he's
Now, hey, he just said he still believes that Shelby killed him. And now he's going to contradict what he says he believes.
capable of, there's no doubt in my mind now. I mean, I'm not just thinking, I'm not just pondering possibilities. There's no
Jimbo, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that the law frowns on it, I would chop your head off and I would kick your head down the street. Yes. Now, in my gangland life, I had promised to do that to someone. Now, it does shame me that when I told him that, I really meant it. Yes, you know, once again, someone wanted to be bad on me, and I did inform them that I will cut your head off and I will kick it down the street. And I meant it that time, and if it was legal, you know, I mean, I'd punch your head in a minute, dude.
fucking doubt. Yep, F word, F word, F word, F word, doubt. In my mind, that Ernie didn't help him. No doubt. I'm quite positive of it. Me too, sugar pie. Me too. Yeah, he is the killer inside.
Well, he had all this privy information, and let's not forget that tapped phone call between him and his sister. He predicts that in 2 days Shelby would confess to that Ronnie King murder. Definitely
Sure as
did.
hell did, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I make predictions that come true all the time, especially if I know the person. This is a nothing burger. You see, everything there's been no proof of anything. This is nothing burger. This is them two jacking off on panel and 299 morons there.
I've never been able to push that out of my way. Now, do I think necessarily he did it? Not saying that. But he was involved, I believe.
Just see what I put on there. Go read it.
Well, we're not going to be here much longer because
Oh,
we've
see,
hit
since
about the
she's a
3-hour
bad
mark,
That's why he left her.
and
She couldn't
this
feel the
device
ball
is getting
no more.
low.
Like a bitch.
And if this was really riveting, I would plug in the device and go longer, but it's not. And it's hitting midnight, so we will go here in a few minutes. So I don't want to seem to end abruptly, but I wanted to prove my point. They have no content, that this is unlistenable to garbage. And I have proved my point. That is what I intended to do, to show that all of their content at this point is unlistenable to garbage. Now, there's that other part of me that there was a live that I could have did not involving any of this, and it would have ended as a B plus or an A live. Now, that live that I didn't do today, it will be my live 2 lives from now. Because the next one, I'm going to talk about Constance Sue, because Constance Sue likes to stick her nose into everything. So my next live, I will talk about Constance Sue. And then the live after that, there will be a bunch of new people and new stuff. And it will be an A+ live. Now, because my next live, I'll be talking about Constance Sue, I can only promise a C+. But that's only because Constance Sue is an F. So the best you can do with an F- is make it C+ interesting.
I mean, he probably was enjoying it because it was too loose. That's why Tebow's gone. Tebow has exited the pussy. I mean, the building.
Now, you see, he's doing this to create hate and problems. He's flat out lying. I mean, it showed him in the hotel room. I mean, my friends, all the time, some of us had jobs we had to go out of town for. Paul, when he worked for the phone company, we joked and called him Indiana Paul because every month he was having to go to Indiana for like 7 to 10 days or 2 weeks, and he would have to stay in a hotel and do his phone line job.
But yeah,
You know, they were dragging
I've never
lines
been
in
able to
big
dismiss
buildings.
A lot of those circumstances around.
You know, when they would make like a big office building, his company was doing the phone systems. So wherever they were building the building at, they would send them to. Now, once again, Frank is doing roofing. So Frank is going to go where the roofs are.
The whole thing. And yeah, I've seen quite a bit of the motion of discovery and the entire trial.
There's your motion of discovery.
I've seen the whole motion of discovery.
There's your
Opposition
motion.
Effect sent it to me.
Oh,
She was, acting like she was my friend or acting like she was their friend, but she was friends with both of us at that time anyway, and she sent the whole damn thing to me.
Now, you see, this is all his wrestler fantasy bullshit. And she sent the whole thing to me. Well, where did she get it? I mean, I was taught that evidence has to have a chain of custody. If you can't secure the chain of custody of the evidence, it's not evidence. But this is all they do on their channel now, is they get this low IQ crowd. 300 people in his chat. Now he's 20 minutes behind. We're going to see what 300 people are listening to.
Look, she ain't sharing no damn food. She is a whole lot of woman.
wow, Brainworms got shook out of the bushes.
Oh, is Brainworm a new member?
I don't know. I know I've got like 5 messages about, and I just seen somebody in chat say it too.
I saw it too. I saw it in chat.
Where's it at?
Oh,
Because I started scrolling back to see.
somebody
So did
out
Ro-
there has been watching besides Bird. Bird watches religiously, even though she can't chat. She watches us every night. Hi, Bird.
Wow, Roger Bennett too.
Roger Brown.
Sorry.
Because I'm streaming you, dickhead.
Brainworm got a membership.
I'm streaming you, you stupid fuck, you big dumbass. Hey, you can suck my dick. You can lick my balls. Oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to sing those songs on YouTube.
That's good. That's too damn good.
Now, on my other channel, I used to sing now and then. Now, when someone first asked me to sing on the other channel, that's when I realized, like, oh my God, I never realized this, but I sing some horrible ass shit. Because on my other channel years ago, someone asked me to do a song, and then every song I started off like, no, I can't do that one. And that's when I realized, like, oh my God, I didn't realize I sing some horrible ass shit. That was a moment of self-revelation, by the way.
Oh, Earn chooses the bottom gifted 5 stand memberships.
Oh, shaking
After
it.
they bought a membership.
Nice.
Thank you, Earn chooses the bottom.
You're a hero tonight.
Yes.
Just busted Peeping Tom. And it was Roger Bennett.
Was Roger Bennett?
Yeah. Where is Roger Brown? Who knows?
Roger Brown's here streaming, you stupid motherfucker. So it's Roger Bennett that got so he read it as Roger Brown. So there's a big difference between Roger Bennett wrote and Roger Brown. And Jimbo saw it as my name. So one of two things. I'm either stuck in his head or he don't read well. I'm thinking that Jimbo may have a Velma style education. I think they may have just passed Jimbo, but Roger Bennett, and you mistaking that for Roger Brown? I mean, I've never done that. Ever.
Man,
I think he's hiding, bro. He thinks the cops are coming for him.
early Veronica.
Really?
Oh, everyone.
Ain't no cops coming for me, fat fuck. And like I said, I see you or your boy, I'm gonna knock either your fucking heads off. And if you draw a weapon, I'm gonna end you right there on the spot.
Oh, I meant to go over here and get this one you can put.
I wonder if I can get Tina to buy me a membership. I don't know. You have to ask her, Marvin.
Well, actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who watches. And it doesn't matter who watches here in the bushes. It doesn't matter. All that's doing is it's farming Jimbo money. And that's all Jimbo wants to do. Like I said, these are the shithole people. I have the 43 good people here now, and he's got 295 shitholes. I hope he takes all 295 shitholes for every fucking dollar they have. Because you see, there's a secret. Both Jimbo and Rap, if you gave them $1,000 on YouTube every day, they'd spend $1,200 and not have a damn thing to show for it either. And that is a fact.
Marvin, I heard that Mama T's bringing some friends over. They're probably too old for you now, though, because she's old hag now.
What, like your wife? Isn't Mama T and Velma about the same age? So if Mama T's an old hag, wouldn't that mean that your wife is an old hag? I guess that's why you're trying to, farm her out so you can molest your daughter. She's your preferred age. I bet he does too. I don't normally say this on YouTube, but for just one moment I am. This is what I say outside of YouTube. I think Jimbo molests his daughter. And I do. And I bet he does. And I know it and he knows it. Because that is his past in relationships. And I'm sure she cuts them onions thin or she'll get the bald-headed thing again.
Roger Brown's live right now.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kipper. Suck my dick. I ever see, I'll knock your fucking head off. Promise you that, bitch. And if I ever see you and Jimbo, I get 2 for the one the same day.
Brainworms is one of the people that got nasty with me.
Yep.
In another chat and told me I better pick who my royalties are.
Brainworm's always nasty to me, too.
You see, I'm not a Christian, Bob.
See, that's the way to run people off right there. You tell them they got to pick. You ain't got to pick over here.
I don't care. I mean, I want these people away fucking from me. You see, there is a time to be choosy. I mean, I would have been married at some point if I had no self-respect for myself.
Yep, Jaded, they're falling out of the trees. Hell yeah.
Roger Brown is live right now talking about vengeance.
And October just gifted 5 memberships.
Thank you, October.
Messy Bun Mafia just fell out too.
Well, I do reserve the right to anyone who is actively trashing this channel. If you get a membership, the perk of Discord.
Do you think that, you think I'm actually going to go to your Discord? I mean, you think I would go to your fucking Discord? I mean, I deleted Discord for one. But what? Do I want to go to there to where, oh, you can talk about Nickerleaner 24/7. Yes, you can talk about that evil Nickerleaner 24/7. And listen to Jimbo and the rest of them grift you. Because I guarantee that's what his Discord is. It's one giant grift for all of them get together and beg for money from each other.
Is off limits. Thank you.
Marvin got a member.
Hello, Peach.
Hey, Marvin's a member now.
Looks like Roger hasn't had a bath in at least 3 months now. Maybe longer.
Oh, yeah, it's been longer, bro.
Roger had a bath this morning. So, Kemper, you can suck my dick. And fuck you. And if I ever see you, I'm going to knock your head off. So, I better hope you're not down at Jimbo's. Because Jimbo's going to run into me at some point. This place is too small for that not to happen. And when it does, I'm going to mess Jimbo up. Yep. I'm going to mess him up real good, too. I'm going to mess him up in a way that motherfucker will never forget it.
Like his hair is naturally dreading. I'm telling you, like, straight up nasty.
I did work today, Kemper. That's something you and Jimbo never do. I mean, I put in from dawn till 5 today.
In the bushes, gamer girl.
I just go incognito if I have to go somewhere. Most of the time, I watch it with a bunch of my friends, if you know what I'm saying.
Come back to our chat here.
Kemper?
Longer than that, Kemper, his hair's got oil that's older than BP.
That's old oil right there.
Now, do you really think I care what these fat fucks say? Jimbo, at least I have some hair, you stupid fat bald son of a bitch.
Nasty, bro.
I can also move my neck. Look,
Looks like he just finished working out, but he ain't been working out.
neck.
You know, just nasty.
Roger put it, let me see, from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. Roger worked today.
They're all stringy looking and shit.
Yeah. Let's see.
Paisley gifted 5 memberships, too.
Thank you, Daisy. All right, I'm gonna put this link in there, but this is the one that never works.
Paisley.
Got join on the end of it.
So what is that, 15 tonight?
I believe so. We're gonna be up.
Because I know we're close to breaking 300 memberships.
Give him more money. I mean,
What I say?
give him more money, you dumb motherfuckers. That's all I have to tell these dumb motherfuckers in this chat. Give him more money. I mean, you're giving the child molester money because Nicolina's evil. And once again, I am so glad this all happened because this cancer, these 299 people in his chat, 200 of them used to be in this chat. And I thank God they are fucking gone.
84.
Something like that. I think we were 15 or 16 away from that 300 threshold. That's pretty cool.
Monica,
That's why
Jimbo's from around here too. Jimbo's a fat fucking scammer from Harlan County. Jimbo is a pile of garbage. And that's all he will ever be. I'm worth $125,000 room temperature if this place was sold. my land, my property here. I am cash poor, but I am worth $125,000. Now, at 28 years old, I was worth about $55,000. About 28 years old. Now, at 30, I had gained more land. So at Rap's age, I was probably worth about 75,000 to 80. But because of inflation, right now I'm worth about 125K room temperature. And you know what Jimbo and Kemper are worth if they die right now? Nothing.
This chat rocks so much because it's all green.
Yeah, and they're chatting too, you know, like
Yep.
this ain't like them lives over there with Mama T where you can like
Yeah, it's super
watch the
chat.
same comment for 10 minutes before the screen changes, you know.
See the super chat?
No, I did not. So.
Trying to grab it.
Oh, Val and me. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Hi guys, and Ern, how could you do that to your own brother? So many lies and knowing Shelby would confess.
Now, I'm not saying Shelby didn't do any of it. I'm saying he was not alone. That's why he pled guilty to
And it could have just as easily been Jimbo there.
complicity.
Yeah, I 100% believe Shelby when he told me that everything he did, he did. I do think 100%, I think Ernie was the guy who took him up there, took him back up there, because I've got video of Ernie, and you know how Ernie, the great.
Okay, now we're going to end that with his live right there. But, so, if he knows all of this, wouldn't that show he's just as involved as Ernie? Now, let me tell you this. If Ernie was involved in that murder, so was Jimbo. There you go. End of story. And I think that Jimbo was involved in it. After all, he's the one to quickly start turning to violence and intimidation. Now, I used to live in the land of violence and intimidation, and if I find anyone is a threat to my life, I will eliminate them. Yep. And that's why this stream is titled what it is. And this is me bringing it full circle. Because anything that's a threat to me, I will claim the divine right of vengeance upon. If he was to ever come to hunt me with a gun again, Jimbo would fall off my planet. And with that, everyone have a good day, and you will see me really soon, and thank you for coming.